Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing great. Now, this video is about what you should do if you've already received ITA, that is, invitation to apply. So, if you've already received an invitation to apply, that means you've got 90 days. Yes, 90 days, please mind it. You have got 90 days to submit your complete and accurate information, and if you fail to do so, then your invitation will automatically be cancelled. You have to jump into the express entry pool again and then wait for another ITA, which you will never want to do because considering ITAs are already delayed during COVID time. Now you already know that we have seen a lowest score of 75, wherein the Canada invited 27,332 candidates or applicants, and yes, it was 75, and this was the lowest score that anyone has seen, but it is only for Canadian experience class. The draw line was that if you are into the pool before September 12, 2020, then you're eligible to apply. So how these things basically work, I have always been saying it, so let me just quickly say it again. You just get your score done and then you throw yourself into the express entry pool and just wait. Now what you've already got the ITA. Now what do you need to submit? What are the documents that you have to do? So let's quickly take a look. So, be it through any manner, through Express Entry, Canadian Experience Class, or any other Express Entry program, if you've received the ITA, then in the portal, IRCC will be giving you a checklist, and that is usually your civil status, like your birth certificate, your work X, your language score, your educational qualifications, the police clearance certificates, your medical, and your proof of funds, which completely depends on whether you're applying as a single applicant or as a family. Or the amount obviously changes as the number of applicants increases, and then you also need photographs and other docs. So PCC or police clearance certificate is to be provided for any country in which you have lived for 6 consecutive months in a period of 10 years, and you do not need any police clearance certificate for any time you were 18 years, before 18 years or younger. And also, if for your time spent in Canada till date, you do not need any police clearance certificate, but later in the process, they might ask for it. Then you have to get this medical test done. There's an IRCC approved panel in every country from where Canada accepts the people coming in to express entry. And yeah, so there's a panel in Canada, obviously, if you're in Canada and if you're applying from Canada. There's a panel, you just need to see that panel of hospital or doctors, and then you need to go there, get yourself physically examined in terms of every test, and then yeah, you need to submit that report. That report will not be disclosed to you, it will directly be sent. So yeah, keep your fingers crossed and just hope that it goes through, and if everything is fine, you should not worry about it. Then yes, then there's biometrics and photographs. So if you've already given biometrics because you were on a visitor visa here in Canada, so in the last 10 years you do not need to give your biometrics again, but this is the first time if you're applying for something, then you have to get your biometrics done. Like I said, you do not have to give your biometrics again. This is probably one of the COVID-19 measures. They are just cutting down the rush and crowd wherever they can. And biometrics is taken with the biometric site closest to you. And let's say, for instance, if it is closed for some reason, don't worry about it. Your deadline will automatically be increased. So it's not on you if the site is closed. So yeah, and IRCC also claims that once you submit them the complete documents, they are like that 80% of the cases are dealt within 6 months. So that's good news. And once everything is done, and then you'll receive a confirmation of your permanent residence, that's COPER. Then they might give you a port of entry wherein you need to go, you need to show your COPER and also need to show the proof of funds. And if you are, let's say, outside Canada, you may need to drop your passport and COPER at a visa passport office, and then you'll be asked to pick up later about it. Also, there might be a short visa. There might be a short interview before they send you anything, but this is, again, I believe, on random basis. Not everyone is interviewed, so it's just a matter of chance that if they feel like interviewing you by reviewing your profile. After reviewing your profile, if they feel like interviewing you, they can still give you a call for this. No, it's not that it's just the Canadian experience class. IRCC is also accepting profiles outside Canada, but the only reason is travel restrictions that we have currently here in Canada. So it's easy for them to process papers for those who are currently in Canada because they are here. They don't have to cross any borders. All they have to do is just submit the documents and get everything done. So obviously there are no travel restrictions. That's why they are inviting more people because they know they're already here. If you're not in Canada, please don't lose hope. You'll still be invited. The process will take time, but yes, you'll get there. So yeah, that's all about what you should do if you've got your invitation. Gather all your documents. Make sure you do everything timely. If it's proof of funds, make sure you have it already so that you don't have to rush for it. Gather whatever documents you can beforehand so that 90 days is just left for your police clearance and your medical. I think yeah, rest is something you can arrange before this 90-day period. So yeah, that's all about it. I'll be back with more news. Please stay tuned and let me know if there's any topic you want me to make video on. Take care, bye bye, stay safe.